And we are live. Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Tech Chariot, and I am pleased to bring you another set from the King of Ireland tournament. Today we are going to be looking at Toota versus Jabari from the Gold Division. These players, let's take a look at their seeding. So we got Jabari here. It looks like he is the number 4 seed in the Gold Division. And Toota down here looks like he is further down, coming in at around 1494. So Jabari at 1570. So we're talking about, hey T-Bomber, we're talking about a 70 ELO disadvantage for Toota under Jabari. Let's take a look at the bracket here. So Jabari is the 4th seed and Toota is the 13th seed. And the winner of this will go against the winner of T19 and Wenceslas the first in the quarterfinals. So we just looked at Funny Liquid versus Pitlia. So let's take a look at their Civ draft. Jabari picking Bohemians, Britons, Turks, Poles, Goths, Vietnamese, Spanish, and Saracens. And Toota picking the Mayans, Malians, Tatars, Teutons, Koreans, Malay, Berbers, and Mongols. The Bohemians and the Mayans were sniped. So I know Jabari pretty well. I don't know much about Toota. Seems like a really nice guy. Let's get started, though. Jabari is part of the Juicy crew. He hangs around with Juicy 45 and Hitch and Weasel and all of those guys. So we got in the upper right-hand corner, we've got, in the upper right-ish, I would say, Jabari. Jabari is playing as the Green Britons. Oh, gosh. Jabari is the Britons. That sounds terrible for Toota. Down here we have Toota. And Toota is playing as the Blue Tatars. As Jabari says, really need to install the useless plant remover mod. You do that, Jabari. We will enjoy the plants while spectating. Pine mod is confusing on these maps too. Yes, we are all about that random map scripting beauty. So, Britons versus Tatars. What do you do? Well, you've got a pretty open map, and Tatars thrive in open situations. Tatars don't even have the Castle Age or the Imperial Age army for their, or they don't have the Castle or Imperial Age upgrades for their infantry armies. So that means that their infantry absolutely melt to arrow fire. So if Jabari can force fights in close quarters with some infantry, Toota cannot make infantry to counter that. Toota will have to make cavalry or cavalry archers or something, and it's just going to be really bad against Pike Siege. He will absolutely crumble. So the whole thing about Toota is he is going to have to use mobility against Jabari. Jabari has the superior infantry and siege options, and we'll see if he's able to make use of that. Both players have less than 5 seconds, 3 or less or fewer seconds of town center idle time. Jabari with only 1 second of town center idle time. I do know this about Jabari. Jabari loves his closed maps. So he's kind of like me, actually. Just maybe like what I would be if I were good at Age of Empires kind of a player.
Ready.
So Jabari sending a 4th to wood now. So it's a classic archer's build. In terms of maps, Jabari has forward stone, but his gold is kind of backish. I guess if he walls out here to these trees and around. And Toota here with 4 on wood. And so I think both players are actually doing an archer's build as far as I can tell. As Toota is coming out to take this boar. This is Irish Arabia, so it's pretty much the same as Arabia in every way with a couple of minor differences. There are lots of really small wood lines that are thin, so it's generally easier to range these wood lines, and because there are more of them, you can generally wall out scouts faster. You may not be able to wall out drushes. We have a barracks coming down here for Toota, though. Maybe Toota has done his homework and knows that Jabari likes to wall up and turtle. Likes his closed maps. So Toota is going to maybe go drush Jabari. Question is, how much is he going to send? Is this going to be a 2 militia drush, a 3 militia drush? What's it going to be? Toota, where's his scout? Let's see what Toota can see. Okay, yeah, so Toota's come out here. He has stolen some of Jabari's sheep, and he is being a jerk as Jabari attempts to... What is he doing? Don't tell me Toota's going to lame Jabari. Jabari tries to put down the house foundation. This is already so spicy. Alright, so Toota just being a pest for Jabari. Jabari not able to get this boar in on time. That's super annoying. Is it worth it in the idle town center time and the health of the scout? Probably not. But Toota wants to keep Jabari delayed. He wants to annoy Jabari. Jabari is like, get out of here, man. Whacking at the scout with his villager. And Toota's just going to sit here and wait for his drush to arrive. He's got one, two... No, he's got one villager heading... Or, not villagers. Militia heading out across the map now. As he is fighting this with his scout. And I think Toota is going to find that it's just open over here. So why fight that? Yeah, so Toota is going to keep this open instead. So Toota wanting to drush. So it looks like it is a 2 militia drush. 1, 2. And 2 militia is going to be faster than 3 militia, obviously. Less investment as well. And this is pretty exciting. So we'll see what Toota can do with this. Kept his scout around, kept his scout alive. Jabari is putting up a house here. So now we have a militia in place. Jabari, don't forget about this villager. Does Jabari have loom? Jabari better have loom. Yeah, okay, he does. Toota has been picking on Jabari enough this game where Jabari would get loom earlier. So Jabari obviously has seen this militia. He's going to small wall around his lumber camp. And this villager, apparently. So it doesn't have to get picked off by any of these hostile units here. But in a way, Toota idling this villager and forcing her to build things that she doesn't want to build. Jabari deletes the palisade and heads out now. Jabari is on his way to the feudal age and has quick walled around this lumber camp. Toota, all he needs to do is just walk over in this direction. But there was no lumber camp when he was there earlier, but he's going to see it now. So now he's going to go pick on these villagers. Let's see if he can get a vill pick off on Jabari. And he kills a villager. So Toota has killed one of Jabari's villagers and he is bailing. It cost him his scout and almost 2 militia. This militia has 1 HP left. And here he comes for some more harassment. 49 seconds of idle time for Toota and 57 for Jabari. So both players kept busy by this. Toota, in the sense that he's got to click back and forth. He's going to lame Jabari's deer now. Oh my goodness. Jabari says, get out of here. I wanted that deer. Toota going to follow this deer now and lame this one. And if he goes back, he should be able to lame the third. We'll see if he does, though. He's probably just going to run from the villagers. So Toota is about to hit feudal age now. He's going to have not quite the resources he needs to. Okay, he's putting up a range. So Toota isn't really planning on... I don't think this is FC. I think this is... Well, maybe it's FC. Who knows? This militia is going to fight this. Going to go down. Nope, just barely dodges it. Jabari is getting double badax. He's got both of his ranges up. And now Jabari is going to make sure that he puts some time and effort into walling this off. He does not want... Got a stone gate coming up here for Jabari, so he does not mess around. He knows this is open. He knows this is open, but Toota has done an excellent job, like being a huge pest and preventing Jabari from walling up the way that he wanted to. Looks like Jabari is 3 villagers behind Toota. Toota killed one and then idled Jabari's eco enough, I guess, to squeeze in a 2-villager or 3-villager advantage, I should say. So Jabari putting up a blacksmith. Archer's coming out now. Jabari is going to build his archer mass and then come and pressure Toota. Toota is building archers of his own. He's only got 1 range. He's going to have to... Oh, this is a blacksmith. So, I wonder if Toota really does plan to just go Castle Age here. He's got food that he's floating. He has gotten double badax. He has not gotten horse collar yet. He is going to wall up on this side. This militia is somehow still alive. Don't ask me how. And Toota is coming forward with kind of an AI army here. 2 archers, a spearman, a skirmisher, and a militia. And he's going to keep picking on Jabari. Jabari has 7 archers of his own. Does he have fletching? No. Not yet. But Jabari is close to having the resources to getting fletching, and he gets it now. Jabari has idled his town center to do that. Jabari has 11 on gold, which is too much. So Jabari knows this, and he will probably readjust his eco in a little bit here. But Toota coming in through a hole in the wall. We all hate holes in the wall. And let's see if he can get some damage, and Jabari sees it and decides to fight it with villagers. I guess there's only 2 archers here, so he can fight maybe it with villagers and then bring these archers up to help, but he's also bringing his own archers back. So Toota has done a good job being a pest here. And this lady's going to need to get out of there. She goes down. So Toota has gotten 2 kills so far in the economy. So Jabari finishing off that archer. And this villager is probably going to go down too. Yep. So overall, Toota has killed 3 of Jabari's villagers and not any in return, just out of aggression. Toota is on his way now to the Castle Age and is putting up a market. Jabari is nowhere near, because Jabari has been spending so much time responding to what Toota is doing. You know, it's strange. We see some people just wall up and boom on this map and don't do any early aggression, but then here's Toota with the 2 militia drush snowballing it and getting 3 villager kills before clicking up to Castle Age, essentially. Jabari selling stone, Jabari feeling under pressure. I wouldn't normally see, you wouldn't expect Jabari to sell stone like that, but I think Jabari wants to get Castle Age soon. I think he's feeling like, oh my god, I've been hurt so bad by this drush, I'm behind. I need to get to Castle Age before my opponent. And you could see that he's buying food, selling stone. Jabari really just wants Castle Age at this point. He's got a small group of archers here. But both of these players are kind of at the level where they see the amount of investment from their opponent. Like Jabari had to deal with 2 archers, a skirmisher, and a militia in here. It's not a big commitment, and so from that you can kind of infer that your opponent is going FC behind it. So I think that's where Jabari's at, is he's trying to be able to click up himself, because he doesn't want to be too far behind. And he is indeed going to click up pretty quickly. Yeah, Jabari clicking up now. With 5 minutes of Town Center idle time. This is brutal. These maps are very open and aggressive for the King of Ireland tournament. Jabari seeing that Castle Age is probably going to pull out of here. At least I would. You never know. Let's see what Jabari's scouting is. Has he scouted enough of his opponent to know whether or not his opponent has a stable? Yeah, so for all Jabari knows, there could be a stable right here or a stable over here. There could be knights, and so Jabari does not want to throw all these archers away to knights. But actually, Toota is just investing in skirmishers. He's chasing away Jabari's archers with skirmishers. So he gets elite skirm. Jabari is still massively on gold. And he needs to do something about this overchop here. It's microing the split formation. I don't know what this villager was for. Maybe it was a misclick. The villager is going home. Jabari's still with 17 on gold. I'm not sure what the plan is here. Maybe this is just catch-up mining right here. So maybe Jabari is using these archers just to keep these skirmishers away from his base. Maybe Jabari doesn't care about those archers anymore. We'll see what happens when he hits the next stage. Is he going to get crossbow and bodkin immediately? He's going to get bodkin immediately because that's more important. Oh, don't fight this, Jabari. It's not worth it. Must have looked away for a second there. Okay, Jabari has rewalled behind this. He's got skirmishers on his wood line. He is building a siege workshop to defend. Toota is adding a second town center, but Toota is all just skirmishers right now. What's going on? It's so weird to see the Tatars go like all in, just skirmisher. Jabari needs to put down a stable and make like 3 knights and clean all this up. There's only 3 archers left for Jabari. He has more archers over here. He's got a mangonel in queue. And Jabari has crossbow also being researched currently. It's 6.5 minutes of town center idle time. So a third town center is coming down from Toota, and we see the first cavalry archers start to roll across the map. This mangonel is going to be very helpful for Jabari. It's going to keep him alive for now. Skirmishers are not going to want to mess with that. And of course, these crossbowmen with their should be 8 range. Yep, there it is. 5 plus 3, 8 range. Are going to do really well against these cav archers. Jabari just needs to get ballistics at this point. Mangonel rolling forward for Toota, though. He's got to be careful. You'll see this really soon. Yep, he sees it. So lots of Jabari attention is paid here as he is microing in this little mangonel battle. I hate mangonel battles. I always just go redemption. Redemption monks don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. Now he's thinking, can I get 1 for 1 here? My mangonel is low health. Oh, splits on the archers. Archers taking down the mangonel. And now need to get out of here. Trading gold units for non-gold units. Jabari calling the GG right there. Oh my goodness. So Toota is victorious. Jabari, 15 villagers behind, just getting raided to death with these skirms. I feel like it was the skirms that did it. I don't even think it was the cav archers. Hats off to Toota. He played out of his mind here. Wow. Was really good. Toota having the elo disadvantage and still coming up and rushing Jabari and getting that damage in early, not letting Jabari boom. Jabari is pretty scary if he's left alone to do what he wants to do. So maybe Toota also thriving in these sort of situations with open maps. We'll see. We are going to look at their next game now. So we have Blarney, Jabari's home map. So we give the first game to Toota. And let's see what Jabari does with this. Hold on one sec. Let me just check something. Game 2. Which one is game 2? Blarney should be game 2, I think. Well, alright, let's just hope it is. It's not telling me what it is there, but hold on one sec. Alright, we're just going to assume that Capture Age is running the second game. I hope it is. I would think the Jabari would pick Blarney as his home map. So, Turks versus Teutons. Let's talk about it. Turks, fast imp into gunpowder. Jabari is known for his fast imp strategies. Let's see how much food the cows have. They have 243. Holy crap, these are fat cows. They've got a lot of extra food. That will really help Jabari go fast imp. And the boars have 431, so they have more food on them than a rhino or an elephant. Just a snowballing game. I agree, T-Bomber. I think Toota got in there early and did damage, and Jabari just never recovered from those early Vil pickoffs. Look at this Jabari not taking any chances, building a lumber camp on these trees. Usually people like delete their palisades and come out here and build the lumber camp, but Jabari is building a camp inside. What's he doing? He's dancing around with the villager. He's taking a boar with a single villager. No, he's taking it with 2 villagers. Okay, boar goes down. So, Teutons. What can Teutons do? Well, Teutons can castle drop. Their castles get free murder holes, and they'll eventually get a technologies that give their castles like a total of 11 range or something insane like that. Tootans are just an overall very powerful, booming, closed map civilization. But they can also do clownery too. Their units resist conversion, so they've got really good monks. They've got an advantage in atonement monk battles. So I'm really, really excited for this match. Okay, looks like Toota is coming out here to build a mill. These deer cannot be pushed. They must be milled. These are unpushable deer. Toota bringing in his second boar, or his first boar, rather. Second one's over here. Jabari milling some deer as well. This particular generation of Blarney looks like it has 4 deer per pile. It can be anywhere from 2 to 5. This Jabari is fighting off a wolf. Does he have loom? No, he does not have loom, but he had the hill advantage. So that helps. Toota's scout is in here looking for trouble. Jabari saying, "Get out of here, man. You don't belong." Jabari loves chasing scouts with his villagers. And he's wisely bringing this villager back. And he has gotten loom now. So he does not want to take any chances of Toota getting more damage early on. Jabari is housed. He just finishes the house. So about 42 seconds of idle time for Jabari, 3 seconds of idle time for Toota. Remember that Toota does have about, I think, 70 to 100 elo disadvantage below Jabari. So he is definitely the underdog, but he's taken the first game off of Jabari. And we always find that kind of stuff is exciting here. But we do hope that Jabari wins this one, though, so we can see a third game. Okay, Jabari scouting this out, finding the towers the hard way. The scout's going to come back with a bunch of arrows sticking out of his back. So if you're Tootans against Turks, like, Turks fast imp into gunpowder can totally work against Tootans. Tootans have powerful cavalry, they have powerful infantry, but I mean, 17 attack from a hand cannon is nothing to sneeze at. It's quite powerful, even for knights with 4 pierce armor in the Castle Age. Now, granted, you know, that is the right unit to build against hand cannons. And the idea is to mass up a bunch of knights and then go and take the fight. But what catches people off guard is that they're late, right? That there are too many hand cannons to be able to deal with it. Okay, Toota fighting off that wolf, the scout helping out. These villagers are not loomed, so it's important for him to take that seriously. A wolf is essentially a loomed villager that simply auto attacks. Or an unloomed villager, I should say, is what a wolf is. So, if an unloomed villager encounters a wolf, then the winner will be whoever got the first hit, assuming that there are no hills or anything. So Jabari now massively on gold. He's got 5 on gold. And he is 24 pop. Toota is 23 pop. But Toota is also headed up to the feudal age. So 23 pop for Toota, up to the feudal age. What's the plan here? Is this just a 23 pop FC? I don't know that Toota has the food for that. He is on deer. The deer will really help. No, okay. He's putting up a barracks. So this is 23 pop something that's not FC. Otherwise, why would you build a barracks? Yeah, he does have 2 more farms that he's built. Jabari on his way up to the feudal age at 25 pop. So maybe Jabari will do something like a castle drop into Janissaries. There is a lot of stone on this map. We'll have to see as Toota is getting double bit axe. He's actually not too far away in terms of food anymore. These villagers could drop off this deer meat and he'd pretty much be there. He just doesn't have the buildings. None that I can see anyway. Hand cannon pike, says Zerg, is pretty good. Unfortunately, Jabari doesn't get hand cannon pike. Jabari could do hand cannon spear. Toota could do hand cannon pike though if you wanted. So Jabari is feudal age now. Jabari, where are Jabari's buildings? Okay, blacksmith and market. So it seems that Jabari has a little bit more polished of a build for FC than Toota does. Toota has the res, he just doesn't have the buildings. He built a blacksmith. Where's the market or where's the stable? I don't see it. And from what I've seen on this map, the winner is generally the person that has the cleaner, fast castle build. So Jabari is on his way up to the castle age. Toota has not clicked up yet, despite being feudal first. So Toota is, however, at 28 pops, so he's finally clicking up to castle age now. Probably rushed up he rushed up the stable right here. So he's going to go knights. He's going to try to semi kind of wall this off. Take this side of the map. The river in this configuration is back here, so he can't wall straight back, but he could wall off to the sides if he had enough vision and resources. Lots of mills out here. People are taking lots of deer. Berries not so popular. So let's take a look at the resources here. Jabari has the stone for a castle, so it is going to be a castle drop. Or a defensive castle. We thought that there would be a castle drop last time, but Pitt built his castle defensively, which I think was a mistake. But then again, Pitt was also up against Funny Liquid. Oh, Toota has made scouts, or made a scout. How did I miss that? He's making another one here. So Toota just making some Teuton scouts, just to harass Jabari and be annoying. Is Jabari going to be able to get this castle up, though? If he does, it's going to be at great cost. Oh, is Toota going to miss this? No. Okay, Toota sees it. Jabari hits Castle Age. And he is going to drop a castle right here. I don't like this castle. This castle doesn't do anything. It doesn't even deny these berries. And did Jabari lose any villagers? Well, apparently this says that he did. It says he lost 2 villagers. We'll see though. Jabari can get some Janissaries out. That could be a problem for Toota. Toota putting down a Siege Workshop immediately after hitting Castle Age and then going on stone himself. Toota has not been on stone, so Toota just wants to make knights. You know, this knight could totally go around and harass this lumber camp, or this lady building this lumber camp. Jabari needs to be careful with these villagers. This villager's going to go down. This one's probably going to go down. So, 2 more villagers down for Jabari. Janissary is in queue. We have a mill. Jabari needs food. We have Janissary firing at the knight. Okay, so the knight raiding party is headed up this way. The knights are coming right into Jabari's base. They're going to pick on this villager. Then another villager goes down, so Jabari has lost 5 villagers so far to Toota. Jabari needs gold desperately. We've got a mining camp coming up on this gold. He needs to keep up the Janissary production. And the scout went down, the knights are hurt, so they went out this way. And where's Toota going to go? He's just going to come right back in. See if he can sneak a kill on another villager. Jabari's going to have to garrison this very quickly. Oh, did he build another mining camp to keep... Yeah, that's interesting. Alright, well, I don't know. So this house goes down. Jabari has 3 Janissaries on the field somewhere. Looks like he's pressuring this wall. He wants to come in and pick off villagers that are farming. So Toota has built a second town center here and another town center here. Jabari is still on one town center. Clownery. Okay, both of these knights finally going down. I don't know how. Probably to the towers. I don't think that Toota had any of the armor. Yeah, he didn't have any armor for the towers, so that's kind of... or for the knights, so that's kind of reasonable. Where are Jabari's? Okay, so he's got 3 Janissaries. I guess he kind of came in and got fired upon, and now he's patching up his Janissaries garrisoned in the castle. But he needs to go find villagers with these. Mangonel coming out. Jabari running up right next to it. 3 Janissaries on that Mangonel. 1 Janissary going down. Jabari microing. Lost 2 Janissaries so far. Jabari's got a Mangonel of his own in this siege workshop. We'll see what happens here. But so far, Jabari has not made much progress in pressuring Toota. Jabari has none on food. And he has 30 villagers to Toota's 43. So a pretty big villager disadvantage. So Mangonel battle. 1 for 1. Jabari might consider a ram. A ram would tank... Sure, a ram could be battered at by these villagers, but I think it's got enough health if he had enough Janissaries firing at those villagers as they were battering at the ram. They've got 8 range. He could actually kill villagers trying to batter down his ram if he had a ram and had it attack this town center. So Jabari now going on to more stone. 46 against 32. Villager count. It's looking really good for Toota. The knights are under attack. Jabari should add a monastery and convert a knight or 2. Probably can't expect to get much damage in with this Mangonel. Okay, monks are working on the Janissaries. They're going to have to back up. Oh, Jabari microing that Mangonel away. Both of the monks going down to Janissary fire. So that was a win for Jabari. He has a military advantage over Toota now. And Jabari kind of saving resources to go imp, I feel. It's kind of looking like that's Jabari's objective. And Turks do indeed get a large power spike when they hit Imperial Age. Getting chemistry for free. Jabari has repaired this Mangonel. Selling stone. I don't know where Jabari is on food, but he's there somewhere. Where's all of Jabari's food eco? Oh, okay, here it is. He's fighting wolves and hunting deer. Selling stone, selling wood, selling everything to be able to click up. Meanwhile, Toota's booming. Toota's at 57 villagers. To Jabari's 32. And it's 6 military for Toota, 5 military for Jabari. Jabari should refresh this lumber camp. But he's too busy selling his wood for gold. Idling the town center a little bit to be able to click up. He's super close. Gonna sell a little bit of wood or a little bit of stone. And right about now. Now he clicks up. We'll see what he gets from it. Imp will give him access to bombard cannons and hand cannoneers. So he'll be able to make a lot more gunpowder units. In this case, Toota letting this siege workshop go down, I understand it. It kind of sucks to lose it. But I understand the complexity of microing a mangonel against another mangonel when there's another castle that's pretty close to being in range. Okay, these Janissaries taking down that mangonel and sniping the monk. Where's all of Toota's military? It says he's got 5 military somewhere. Maybe Toota thinks that Jabari is secretly booming behind this. That's why he sent the knights out here to try to raid the eco, but there is no eco to raid. Jabari needs to refresh his lumber camp and kind of wall this off and kind of quick wall this down here. Give himself time to respond to these night raids. Don't let these knights run back in and kill things like they did the first time. But the good news for Jabari is that the vision of these towers will alert him to this raid. As to whether or not he does anything about it, who knows? Jabari is content to pressure this town center with these villagers inside. So Janissary was subject to conversion, but withdrew. Jabari is going to need the res for bombard cannon. Looks like he has the res to make a couple of bombard cannons. Toota is still, he's prowling around, he's found the mills. He's looking for the eco for Jabari. It's all over here. And Jabari has the vision from these mills too, so he'll be able to see these knights coming and know when he's in danger. But Toota not being able to find Jabari's very exposed economy and not being willing to dive this. I guess that goes to show the vision of knights is pretty bad. University coming up for Toota. Toota has a lot of resources. He could click up to Imperial Age himself pretty soon. Jabari is Imperial Age now. Toota has built some more stables by the look of it. But he hasn't queued any more knights. What's going on? Queue up 10 knights and clean this. Okay, so Jabari has a cannon in queue. He's got 2 cannons in queue, in fact. And he's made a couple more Janissaries. So now Toota is going to cross the river and he's going to take this gold instead. So Toota is in on Jabari's stone now. And Jabari has not really reacted. He's still got villagers long distancing this wood. So he's building a town center out here on this gold. I do like this town center. We'll keep the gold. That gold safe at least. And Jabari knows he's going to need his gold. His bombard cannon comes out to pressure this town center. So I guess 6 Janissaries is enough to one-shot a knight. Toota has spent most of his gold to go up to the Imperial Age. And he needs to get there and get all the upgrades and mass a lot of Cavalier, and then he can clean this up. But is he going to make it there is the question. Or is Jabari just going to knock down everything that he has before he makes it? He needs to take gold somewhere. He is taking gold down here. I don't think Jabari can deny all of Toota's gold. However, if Jabari can destroy all of Toota's production facilities, then that will be a serious problem for him. The armor doesn't matter as much for Toota because these Janissaries have so much attack that that armor is insignificant. But Jabari needs to recognize that if this production stands, he has a fraction of the eco that Toota has. It's less than half. So if these stables are allowed to stay up, he will get overwhelmed in Imperial Age when Toota starts turning on production. Right now, Toota's saving the res for Cavalier upgrade, though. I think Jabari is going to attack the knight for whatever reason. Well, I mean, attacking the cannon was a good reason. Toota hits Imperial Age, gets Cavalier right away. Jabari needs to knock down these stables. Okay, here comes Toota for the fight. He's got a lot of knights. He should be able to win this pretty decisively. So what have we got here? A barracks for Jabari. I don't understand the barracks. He could make really awful spearmen, I suppose. Some knights going down. Jabari somehow managing to keep most of his Janissaries alive, which is kind of unusual. And he also managed to save some bombard cannons, maybe? Toota building a mill after losing that town center. Toota still has a 2-to-1 villager advantage over Jabari. He's expanded over here on the left. Jabari doesn't really have anything. Okay, he has refreshed that lumber camp. So I feel a lot better about that. Toota not taking the fight. Doesn't want to fight these Janissaries pinned up against the trees. So what's this barracks for? Is this barracks to make spearmen? Or is this barracks a prerequisite for... Oh, you know what? I bet he needed a barracks to make a stable. And the stable is going to make camels to help him deal with the cavalry. I think monks are a better choice, though. I like this. I like the monastery a lot. Cavaliers going down. Toota trying to get us around here. Jabari not going to allow it. Jabari backing his Janissaries into the corner. And again, taking damage off of these Cavaliers. It's been quite back and forth between these players. Toota is building another town center out here. He has a ton of gold, but he does not have much food, actually. There's not a lot of farming eco down. Now Jabari is going to be able to convert Cavaliers. I hope to see a few more monks tossed in for Jabari, but his eco is pretty tight. Toota building another stable. Jabari doesn't have a good forest to put his back up against. That's the problem. He's picking off the low HP Cavalier, too. He's not picking on the high HP Cavalier. What on earth is Toota doing? Why is he getting Man-at-Arms? Man-at-Arms would get wrecked by Janissaries. What's the plan here? Is the plan just to make a bunch of champions and have them swarm across Jabari's base? Doesn't really make much sense. Maybe it was a misclick. I just don't know. And Toota has also not gotten the final armor for cavalry. How's he doing on attack upgrades? Okay, he does have iron casting and forging. So Jabari has a decent mass of Janissary here. He now has 12. I would bring this monk forward. I would convert things. But Jabari may be worried that these Cavalier are going to sweep around his Janissaries. Now Jabari going out looking for trouble. Another monastery coming down for Toota. These players have been microing and dancing. Jabari is getting close to having the stone to build another castle. Can't quite go out there and do it just yet. Toota buying some stone. And Toota building a defensive castle here. This is a huge mistake. Jabari has too much siege nearby. And he has actually the Janissary mass to fight off these Cavalier. Toota's ecos is kind of badly mismanaged. Toota, buy 1,000 food and queue up 15 Cavalier from each of these stable and set the rally point back here and then just wait. Let Jabari kind of waste his time playing cat and mouse with your Cavalier and then get a big group of 50 Cavalier and then swarm this. I feel like he's got the res to do that. I know he probably doesn't want to spend his gold. Jabari is going to pick off villagers, and this might be a doubt castle. Jabari building a castle of his own there. I disagree. It's no longer needed. Why is Toota switching into longswords? I don't get it. I don't understand this at all. I don't think this castle is aggressive enough. I think this castle needs to be right here. Toota gave this up. I mean, this castle does shut down these stables, I suppose. Jabari, though, stretched for resources. Toota is rich. Toota with over twice the villager count of over Jabari. This game is insane. I don't understand the infantry switch from Toota at all. I know I can't say that enough. Sorry, you guys. You're just going to have to put up with me saying I don't understand that. Maybe there's a good reason. Toota is obviously a much better player than I am, so I'm sure there's a good reason. I just don't understand what it is. Long swordsmen, to my knowledge, don't do better against Janissaries than cavalry. These Janissaries almost don't care about this tower. The Janissaries could beat this tower. Okay, Janissary goes down to watch tower fire. Okay, watchtower finally crumbling. Jabari should know that Toota is not producing from these stables. Doesn't plan on producing from these stables, so go find something else to kill. Go find Toota's eco. It's just mixed up. He's invested in two-handed swordsmen. Now, Janissaries, I don't believe that they get bonus attack versus infantry. I don't think they do. They just have higher base attack in general. I could be wrong about that. Transition into what their units are countering already. Exactly. Infantry are countered by gunpowder. So I don't get why he would transition to something that is already countered by this. He's got 40 on farm somewhere. Toota is boomed up to 100 pop, you guys. These throwing axemen are slower. They don't have as much health. They have less pierce armor. Not that that matters too much. And we see in slow motion Jabari pulling back to his castle once again. Probably what Jabari will do is he'll have his cannons like move over here toward the stable. And he'll have these Janissaries hop into the castle, fire a couple volleys, and then hop out the other side. That would be my guess. But if I'm Jabari, I throw down a range and I start making hand cannons. Jabari attack grounds on these two-handed swordsmen with the cannons. We got a ram coming out for Toota. Arson coming in for Toota as well. Toota is heading back. Feels like he's taken enough damage. Look at this KD for Jabari. It's 4-1. Jabari just not... He's running in on these Janissaries, taking a lot of damage, and then saying, I'm done here. I don't want to keep fighting this. Runs away and then ends up taking more damage in the long run than he would have if he had just fought this. So we got a trebuchet somewhere for Toota being built. I think it's in this castle. Yep. So maybe he's planning on staying out of this castle fire and then trebbing this castle, but it doesn't look to me like Toota plays much arena. That Toota really has experience with these closed map techniques. The Rams will soak Janissary fire, but Jabari's micro is probably going to be good enough that he'll just kill the two-handed swordsman. So the cannons are going to flatten the Rams. Jabari needs to get out of here. He does not want to fight that. Not directly. Not when he doesn't have to. How's Jabari doing? He's got 2 town centers. He is at 60 villagers somehow. Don't ask me how Jabari got up to 60 villagers. I honestly don't know. He's been booming behind all this micro, which is pretty crazy. As Toota calls the GG, what the heck? Toota just doesn't have an answer to this gunpowder. It's so bizarre. Jabari made more progress on Toota's base than Toota made on Jabari's base. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Toota could have won this game? I absolutely think Toota could have won this game. He just needed to double down on the cavalry, make lots of them, and then swarm the Janissaries. The other thing he could have done is he could have made lots of siege weapons, like scorpions or mangonels or onagers or something, and then made redemption monks and converted Jabari's cannons. But it seemed like Toota had the better of Jabari for most of this game. Jabari's eco was pretty bad. But this just means that we get to see a game 3, so I am not complaining at all. We will give the second game to Jabari. Okay, Ireland Nomad, Toota versus Jabari. We've got, looks like the Malians versus the Spanish, and I'm very excited to see how this game unfolds. So there are 15 possible configurations of Irish Nomad, and this is a particular configuration that is landlocked on this side, but not over here. So remember that. Keep that in mind. So let's see. Jabari is putting down his town center out here in Mayo County. And something similar for Toota, actually. So their town centers are not too not too close together, not too far apart, rather, but they are quite close. Jabari says, seems better. Yeah, definitely. So on the smaller version of this map, the players were having a little bit of difficulty getting their town centers down. So Toota is going to build a single house. This is Toota's home map. So it stands to reason he has probably practiced it. He has built a dock here, he's built a single house, and he should be able to afford to queue a fishing ship, maybe even 2. He's getting his town center up. Jabari building a house as well. Jabari is going to build a dock pretty soon, probably. Oh gosh, here's Jabari's dock. So the two are practically neighbors. Even their docks are on the same side of Ireland. Now, we should pay a lot of attention to scouting here, what the players know and when. So does Jabari know where Toota's town center is? No. But he knows that Toota's built a house there, which is kind of sus. So Jabari is out scouting with his cow. Toota's scouting with his sheep there. Let's see what Toota knows. So Toota does not know where Jabari's town center is. Both of them have scouted their opponent's house. And Toota does not know where Jabari's dock is. Does Jabari know where Toota's dock is? No. So neither of these players know where the other's dock or town center is. So Spanish, very popular on both these civs, are very popular nomad maps. Spanish are popular because they build faster, spend less time building their initial town center, and their conquistadors are a very strong castle age unit. They like to go fast castle into conquistadors. Malians are popular because Malian wood discount on buildings means that they can afford a dock, a house, and a fishing ship. But of course on Irish Nomad you get plus 50 wood, so you can afford that anyway. Both players start with a transport ship in the corner of the map. It looks like Toota has found his and already started scouting. Let's give the fog of war so that we can see where Toota is going with his transport ship. What is this? Put his transport ship all the way down here, and now he's moving it back. So Toota has ascertained that it is landlocked on this side, but not on this side. The transport ship is very bad at exploring. It only has one line of sight, but it's better than nothing. It still takes up a population space. Jabari has not found his transport ship. So what does Toota know about the map? Alright, so he's taking this boar. So I think Toota knows that Jabari is over here, or at least guessing based on the house, and decides to take this, and sees another house, just now though, and decides to take this boar so that Jabari can't have it. What does Jabari know? Jabari does technically not know where Toota is. He's explored everywhere around. He sees a house here, That doesn't necessarily mean that Toota is here, but it means there's a better chance. But Toota taking this boar before this boar. So this is telling me that Toota definitely believes that Jabari is over there and wants to make sure that he denies Jabari those resources. Jabari coming out and grabbing this boar, though. Boar are really important on Nomad. Jabari hoarding a ton of sheep here. The reason that boar are so important is because they are a very fast source of food. Jabari, garrison. Okay, he managed to save the villager on 1 HP. Nice. So, Toota exploring, scouting the shoreline with sheep here. And already beginning a wall off. I like this. Don't want Jabari to cause too much trouble. Jabari is going to be really pleased. Jabari's got gold here, but I don't see a stone pile. So, does Jabari know about any stone? He's going to need stone if he wants to drop a castle. Yes, of course he does. Jabari's a 1500 player. He scouted this stone. He knows that he can go over here for some stone. It is quite far away, though, so he might be in trouble. 1 tile golds, that's right, Jabari, and you're going to like it. It's got 3,000 on it, though. Jabari says, okay, so he didn't know that the gold had so much on it. That might be an indication of how prepared Jabari is for this map. Toota has studied this map. This is his home map. He knows the ins and outs. The trees have 350 wood on them apiece, too. So, Toota is bringing in another boar. This is like his, at least his 3rd boar, maybe his 4th boar. How much fish have we got? We've got 4 fish from Jabari and 7 fish from Toota. So, Jabari has seen some fishing ships go in and out. Come on. Yes, so Jabari would have seen this. Jabari has not seen the dock, though. Let's see what Toota knows. Has Toota scouted the dock? No, but they're seeing each other's fishing ships, so they're gonna know that the other has fish nearby. As Jabari is on his way up to the feudal age at 25 pop.
Monday?
What can he do with it? Is he gonna have the food to click up to castle age immediately? I don't think so. He doesn't even have the mill. You need the mill in order to build a market. Jabari putting down another house. Does Jabari have a better idea of where Toota is now? No, he still has the same amount of information. So Toota has definitely got more of a reaction. Toota has reacted more to the idea that Jabari is over here. It's also actually got really impressive scouting for Toota. It's explored basically everywhere on the map. We got a little villager fight here. Jabari chasing Toota's villager around. Toota trying to wall himself into a corner here. This is a villager that's going to go down. They both have loom. Jabari reaches the feudal age. He's getting double bit axe, so he does not really have the resources to click up. So I wonder what Jabari is going to do. Toota is building another dock up here. And is Jabari going to build fires? Yes, and Toota is building the dock to relocate his fish. So Toota saying, no thank you, I'm just going to get out of here. Jabari is going to, of course, see these fish go by. And at the very least, Jabari is going to make a fire ship and say, hold on a second, I remember there being more than 1 fishing ship. So Jabari will come looking for him, but this will give Toota some more time. Yeah, Jabari already building a dock up here, so Jabari knows. Jabari knows. Jabari wants that fish. Okay, Toota has reached the feudal age as well. Neither player really has that much food. I mean, Jabari has a lot of food underneath his town center here, or in the form of herdables. This map almost might have too many sheep and cows and such. Maybe it needs fewer sheep and cows. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What on earth is this? This is a tower. I don't get this tower from Jabari. What does this tower do? This tower doesn't even range... It doesn't even range the lumberjack, unless he's planning on getting the range upgrades for it. I don't get the tower. I honestly don't understand the tower. It just delays Jabari's castle. I guess it gives him vision, but an outpost would have done the same thing without such a huge investment. Well, maybe someday Jabari can explain this tower to me. Okay, so Toota and Jabari having a galley battle up here. Toota kind of getting the better of Jabari. Jabari's in the wrong place over here. I don't know if this fire galley is just kind of trapped in because of these rocks, or if it's just, if it got clicked there. I don't know what's going on. I would think that this would be fine. Like, this shore is no different than any other shore. It just looks prettier. Toota now getting double bit axe is pretty behind Jabari in terms of that eco upgrade. It's a pretty important upgrade too. So Toota now is repairing his fire ship. Alright. And it looks like these players want to commit to a water battle. We've got 3 docks up here from Toota. So if Toota's not careful, he'll overcommit. Or maybe he's just going to fish boom. Who knows? But he is on the lookout for Jabari. Jabari's fire ship back here. He's going to chase off one of Jabari's fire galleys. But Jabari has 2 more, and he's making more fire galleys. So this is just an all-out water brawl over ultimately just 4 fishing ships from Jabari. So I don't really get it. I don't agree. Toota microing this fire galley back so that Jabari's galleys take extra damage, but Jabari just changing targets here. So maybe the whole thing is that Jabari doesn't necessarily want water for himself. He just wants to prevent Toota from having water. And where are Toota's... Alright, all of Toota's fish are over here, but only 2 of them seem to be working right now. Toota is getting out fire galleyed. Oh, a demolition raft from Jabari, nice. And now Toota's got to run his fish again. Kind of maybe deciding it's not worth it anymore. I don't see Toota making any more fire galleys. So let's see. So Jabari's got a massive sheep slaughter here. He's getting close to having the food to clicking up to the next stage. He's got 3 villagers garrisoned in the town center for some reason. But he will probably send everything to stone pretty heavily as he's advancing to the castle age so that he can get a castle down and make conquistadors. But Jabari burninating this dock, and Toota relocating his fish over here and building a dock for the ships to drop the fishing off at. Jabari burning fisherwoman too. Burning the free transport ship. Probably like, where'd you get that Sicilian-themed transport ship? Jabari buying some food and is going to click up to the castle age now. What is he getting? Okay, stone mining. So Jabari, yeah, Jabari's going to go conks. So Jabari's been doing a pretty good job keeping... I have one on land too. Yep, these rocks. The fire galleys. Who will win? Okay, so Toota is building a massive wall, walling off half of Ireland here. Could you imagine if Ireland were partitioned like this today in real life? That'd be a very big Northern Ireland. So with the first stone mining upgrade, Jabari is going to accumulate stone very quickly. It's got about a minute left to get to the castle age. If you're Jabari, where do you build your castle? I mean, I guess right here, right? On your opponent's town center. It makes sense. Now Toota is on his way to the castle age. So let's see if Jabari... Oh, what's this? Toota made archers. Toota made some Malian archers. Long-term, Malian archers are not great, right? Malian archers are actually kind of the worst. They're missing Bracer. They get Arbalest, but no Bracer in Imperial Age. Jabari is Castle Age now. He has the stone, and plop. There it is. There's the castle. And because this tower is here, actually, these archers cannot deny it. And Jabari sending the entire town to build this castle. Even garrisoning the tower so these archers stay away. So I guess we see why Jabari built this tower now. Toota is looking to get some villager kills off of this. But this castle is going to go up and kill a couple of Toota's own villagers. garrisoning villagers in it. Toota losing so many villagers to this. It's 5 villagers down. 6, 7, 8. That was devastating. And with that, Jabari is victorious. Oh my goodness. So Jabari taking a win here over Toota. Jabari will go on to the next round. But we've really enjoyed seeing Toota play. Toota was super aggressive on Irish Arabia, really caught Jabari off guard. And I do think that Toota could have won that second game on Blarney if he had just had the right unit composition and enough of them. But that is devastating, losing this many villagers. I don't know, maybe Toota had looked somewhere else, or maybe he was distracted by this, but when you see the Spanish castle going up, you get out of here. He only had 12 seconds on Castle Age, too. So there's like no reason to stay around here and try to repair the town center. He did a good job walling this off and getting vision, and he was doing a decent job fighting over water, too. But maybe it feels like Jabari overcommitted on water, too. There was only 4 fish, but he did want to take Toota off of water. But, you know, Toota could have built a dock up here and walled Jabari off from the side. And that would have slowed him down. Jabari would have had to build more docks over here if he really wanted to get to the fish. But GG, well played from both players. It's tragic to see Toota go down in this way. But we've really enjoyed seeing him through this set. We congratulate Jabari. And we're looking forward to seeing what Jabari comes up with in subsequent rounds of the King of Ireland tournament. So let me know what you guys think about the King of Ireland tournament so far in this set. But with that being said, we are going to end the stream here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This has been a very entertaining set. And again, super grateful to these players for signing up for the King of Ireland tournament. It is not easy. These are hard maps. And I have a lot of respect for anyone willing to play them. So with that, we'll end the stream here. Again, thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. More casting tomorrow.